Good morning, everybody. Today we are here at Hanson's Garden Village, and we are here for one of our summer play and learn tours. I'm here today with Beth Hanson, and she is going to tell us about a fairy garden today.
Hi, so fairy gardens are a really easy way to include kids in gardening. Pots are really inexpensive. We sell a wide range, or you can use stuff that you already have at home, Tupperware bowls, anything like that. Because it's nice and warm out, you'll probably want to gear it towards being planted outside, so you'll want drainage holes so the water can come out. Otherwise, if you're using something that doesn't have holes, you might need to poke some holes in it. Then the water doesn't sit in and wreck any of the plants. So I just filled it with some soil. We do have fairy garden kits that we can get ready for you guys if you call us in advance and just ask for them to be put together. Or you're welcome to come out and shop and pick out all your stuff, and we definitely can help with that. So in a size container like this, I only use a couple plants. This is a little moss rose. It's got a neat pink and white bicolor flower. This likes it hot and dry, so you don't have to worry about watering it. And we can definitely help you pick plants if you're not a gardener and worried about keeping it watered all summer. We can do succulents and things like that. I also have a little golden baby tears. This is like a nice little creeping plant on the ground. We pinch the plants gently out of their pots. And then a lot of the time I'll also remove a lot of the soil to get them established better in the pots. So this kind of mimics almost like a grass in your fairy garden.
Nice.
And if you want, you can split that and move it in a different spot. And then I also have a plant called the polka dot plant. And this comes in a couple different colors. And this is the pink one. And there's a white one in there too. And making a mess is a good way to know that you're doing it right. And then a lot of times in the fairy gardens, the fairies like rivers, lakes, streams, stuff like that. So we have just some blue aquarium rock, and you can get this at any store that sells fishing supplies, or maybe you have a fish and you have a little bit of rock at home. You can use lots of other things as well. And I use a landscape fabric. You could probably use other material as well, even just fabric at home or something like that. It's gonna let the water go through, but we're gonna put the rocks on it so the rocks don't sink to the bottom of the pot.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna make a nice little round pond for my fairy. And I just set it right on the soil, and then I'm gonna pour my rocks on top. And there's my little fairy pond. And then the figurines are the most fun part. We definitely have a huge selection out here, but growing up as a kid, I knew I had lots of little things around that you could use as well. Happy Meal toys or things like that, so you don't always have to buy it, everything new. You can also get little twigs out in the woods and maybe like have mom or dad help hot glue some things together, make arbors and things like that. So I picked my little fairy on a swing. Sometimes there's two different thought processes in fairy gardens. One is that you put a fairy in it. One is that the fairy isn't there and it visits.
Oh,
and so you leave it out of the garden and it just will visit on its own.
Using your imagination.
And I have a little frog and a little ladybug. And you can just have fun putting it wherever you want.
And these are very small that little fingers get to help mom and dad.
And then one of the ways that I make this look like a real garden is I just go out and pick some stones off the ground, rocks out of the parking lot or your driveway, and I just kind of place them around, and it gives it a little more realistic look. And then for watering, when it's newly planted, the soil's really loose, so you can see my fairy's not gonna stick in very good right away. But the plants will get rooted in there, and then it'll be a little bit easier to stick more things in. But you just wanna gently water, maybe with a small watering can or just a cup, just where the plants are.
So would a Dixie cup be the perfect size for little fingers?
Something like that.
To help out with watering?
A little bit of water.
Very
And then
cute.
if it's out in the sun and it's a hot summer, you're gonna want to check it every day. Watering in the morning is best, but if you forget, you can do it at any time. unless it's in a spot that it gets rain and the rain's frequent enough.
Okay.
And you just kind of look at the soil. If it's light, it usually means it needs some water, and you can also sometimes tell by some of the plants if they start looking wilted.
Okay. The plants are looking sad. Then
And
you
you can fertilize if you want.
Okay.
You know, we sell little pellets that are only 20 cents because plants are like people. They need, you know, food and water.
Food and water. Okay, that is so cute. All right, the last thing that we're going to do today right before we leave Hanson's Garden Village is we're going to stop by on our way out and see the cows. They have several cows out here that you can stop by and visit. And don't forget to say hello to little Tater Tot. That is their brand new baby calf. Have a great day, everybody.